Hello, student. We are going to see the first chapter of economics today, that is development. Uh, Development, if you'll just see, this chapter actually tells you about the two major organizations of the world. The organization actually which categorizes the countries into different groups, and that will try to understand which one is quite better and understandable and which one is more comprehensive and reliable also. So let's start the chapter. The development. When we say development, always keep in the mind we are learning this in economics, so it is related to our income. So definition: increase in income improves the lifestyle. It's called as development. Development has three major aspects. Number one, developmental goals change time to time, and it's certain. Whatever the goals you have today, obviously you will not have the same goals after 10 years. Developmental goals actually even change place to place also, and that's true. The person living in a village, a person living in a town, or person living in metropolitan city will definitely have different developmental goals. And the third, even they change person to person. The 10th standard students, there must be 30, 40 students in the class, but everybody will have one or two goals same, but others will be quite different to each other. Whenever we say about developmental goals, keep in the mind, as we said in the last statement, different people have different developmental goals, but at the same time, they are conflicting to each other. So it means that a developmental goals of one person will conflict with the developmental goals of another person when they want to accomplish those. Examples, actually, I tried my best to get five examples for you because of higher question that is asked to you for 5 months. A girl and a boy, obviously, both will have conflicting developmental goals where the girls or women might expect more freedom and independence. At the same time, the men are not interested to give that. Industrialists and farmers, get example of a dam water. Farmers will want more water or maybe the complete water for agriculture. At the same time, industrialists will demand that water for industrialist purpose. Rich people and poor people at the same time, the majority and the minority, as we have seen in the example in civics, rural and urban area. These are the examples you can elaborate if the question is asked to you for 5 marks. Question can be asked to different people at different developmental goals as well as conflicting. The next and the most important, there are some factors actually whenever we decide something or we finalize our developmental goals. There are six aspects actually, or factors we must say that affect our developmental goals. Income, obviously, everybody wants more income, but keep in mind income is not the only one factor whenever we decide our developmental goals. Uh, some people might expect equal treatment, obviously, everybody needs that. Freedom also. If a junior wants more freedom to execute his work and this boss is not ready to give, so I don't think so that fellow will be interested to continue the job. Security. Get example of a woman or a girl who gets the night shift job with a good salary, but before deciding or finalizing whether joining to the job or not, security, the factor which affect that. Next, respect. If the person is not respected or uh, treated properly at the workplace, he will not be interested to continue the job. And family and the friends. Nobody is interested to go away from the families. Those who go, they do something different, but there are many people who don't want to leave their old parents, who don't want to leave their old friends or something. So keep in the mind, income is not the only one factor while finalizing the developmental goals. Come to the national development. Individual development and national development actually has a common feature, that is different people have different opinion for the national development also. If I'll give the example to you, if you ask somebody, uh, what do you want your nation to be? So some might go more infrastructural or material things, but other people might say about, okay, I want my nation to develop means I want my uh, people of the nation to be more civilized and educated and well behaved. Now, as I said at the beginning, this chapter throws the light on the two major organizations of the world, World Bank and UNDP. This is a differentiation. You could find out how they divide the countries into different groups. World Bank. The World Bank uses the criteria called as average income or per capita income. UNDP uses three aspects: per capita income, education, as well as health status, and then decides which country to be given which rank. As we know that average income means total income of the nation divided by total population. According to World Bank, if the country has more than $12,616 per year, will be considered as rich countries, and the nation which has the per capita income less than 1,035 will be considered as poor countries. UNDP releases its development report every year and the ranking given according to that. Now, whenever we compare this, the first thing that comes to our mind is per capita income the complete criteria? The answer is no. There are three reasons I have explained for you. Number one, by per capita income, you don't understand the income of each and every individual because you come to know about the average, right? And as it is average, you will never come to know about the gap between the rich and poor. I'll give an example. Suppose the average income of the nation is 10,000. But do you really think that every individual earns 10,000? No. There must be 2% of people who holds the wealth of the nation, 98%, or only 98% people have 2%. So this gap actually is never described. You can see in the picture also. The most important thing is that per capita income neglects the education, health, infrastructure, other factors too. And you know that to live better or to develop the nation, these are some of the important factors. Whenever it's come to about the life and the public facilities and the things, this point tells you about that all the things actually are required to live better life. We cannot buy. So what exactly you cannot buy? You cannot buy family, you cannot buy friends, right? You might buy a good food, but you cannot buy a health at all. You can buy AC, but can you buy the healthy environment? Answer is no. You can buy the books, but you cannot buy the knowledge and wisdom. So these are some of the things actually we cannot buy. Now to understand how the per capita income is incomplete criteria, there is an example explained to you in the chapter Maharashtra and Kerala. The question can be asked in this way: though per capita income of Maharashtra is more, but the ranking of the Kerala actually is better. And you can see that per capita income of Maharashtra is 1,07,670. Kerala's is 88,527. So why? Actually, despite of having less per capita income, Kerala has better HDI ranking. The reasons are down there. You can see the infant mortality rate of Kerala is very low. That is just 12. What it shows about better medical facilities. On the other side, Maharashtra is 25. Kerala has the highest literacy rate, and that we would say 94%. And what exactly it shows? It shows better education standard and facilities. So you could see that beside this, even Kerala has better infrastructure. Kerala has better execution of public distribution system. And that's why you can easily say, yes, Kerala has better HDI ranking. Now the next topics actually is in the box, but keep in the mind all the boxes you need to read. BMI. BMI stands for Body Mass Index. It is actually the index or the criteria to see that whether you are nourished or undernourished. How it is calculated? It is calculated weight upon height in meters square. So if you want to find out your BMI, you just have to find out your weight in kg, height in meter, and then divide the weight by height, making it square, and you'll get answer. If the answer is less than 18.5, so you're undernourished. It means you need to work on your diet. If the answer is more than 25, it means you're overnourished or overweight. It means you need to strive hard to reduce your weight. The next point tells, it is also in the box, giving the comparison of South Asian countries. There are 7 countries information given to you, but we'll just compare 2 nations, that is India and Sri Lanka. Because Sri Lanka has the best ranking in HDI compared to other South Asian countries. And why it is, you can easily see here. Per capita income of Sri Lanka is 9,250. India is just 5,150. Life expectancy of Kerala is also better, that is 74.3. And on the other hand, India is 66.4. Literacy rate of Sri Lanka is 91.2 and India is 62.8. And that's why Sri Lankan ranking is 73 and India's ranking is 135. Now we have come to the last topic of the chapter, that is sustainability of development. This topic actually is given to you in geography, first chapter 2. So you can just compile both the points if the question asked to you in the board. Whenever we say about sustainable development, the definition I'll just tell you first. Without compromising the present development, resources are kept for the future. And at the same time, it is being taken care that nature is not hampered. Why it is necessary? Because keep in the mind, the excessive growth of development has led to the degradation of environment. At the same time, depletion of resources also, because all the resources that we use are not renewable. Many of are non-renewable and they take lots of time, and they take a lot time, or they take huge span to get developed again. So we need to think about the future. And why we need to think about the future? Because it is rightly said that we have not inherited the world from our forefathers. We have borrowed it from our children. And obviously the things that we borrow, we need to return. So we need to take care about the nature. Now, this chapter comprises lots of concepts. So I tried my best to bring some concept to you. Development, increase in income improves the lifestyle. Per capita income, total income of the nation divided by total population. Rich countries by 2017, according to the World Bank, the countries which have their per capita income more than $12,056 per year. And by 2017, the countries which have their per capita income less than 955 will be categorized as low income countries. Infant mortality rate, it is the rate of the children die before completing their 1 year per 1,000 live birth in the year. Literacy rate, the rate of the literate people above the age of 7 who can read and write at least one language. Net attendance ratio, it actually is a ratio of the children who are attending the school per total number of children of that particular age group. And the age group is actually 14 to 15 years. BMI, I already told you, it stands for body mass index. Human Development Report, it is a report actually published by every year by UNDP. UNDP stands for United Nations Development Program. Life expectancy is the average expected length of a life of a person at the time of birth. Sustainable development, continuation of development without harming environment and saving the resources for the future. So student, that's for now. Any doubt you have for this chapter, you can write in the box and I'll try my best to solve that. So thank you.